Hey guys, I'm Jimmy Stump. Welcome to Stump Smokin' Soul. We are on a journey to feed family, friends, and people we haven't even met yet. Sweet treats and smoked meats. Let the journey begin. Hey guys, how you doing? What we're starting out with today is ribs, St. Louis style ribs. Oh my God, come on, who doesn't like ribs? You guys ready to go? Let's do it. So what we got here is a rack of St. Louis style ribs. All it is a spare rib. They trim it and make it look nice, okay? You're gonna take it, make sure you rinse it. All right. Normally I rinse it a little bit better than this, but hey, we're on TV, we're gonna make things work, right? You take your ribs and lay them out. You'd pat them dry. And then you could create a rub. Now you can use my rub, your rub, whatever rub you want. There's so many different rubs on the market. My rub, we call butt rub. So you take this butt rub. I'll give you a few secrets. I use two types of sugar. I use white sugar and brown sugar, black pepper, salt, paprika, and a few other lovely things that I will not disclose at this time. But anyway, make sure you rub it. Rub it all nice and neat, okay? Be messy. On this, you can be messy on purpose because this needs to get it everywhere. So what I do is I do the top, I flip it over, and I do the bottom, okay? And then I always flip it over and redo the top. So then we're ready for the smoker. That's when the glory begins. So what I do is I heat my smoker to 275, and what I use in my area, I use white oak. All across the country, they use different types of wood. But for me, I like white oak. It's not super smoky. You know, the meat speaks for itself, so the wood's not overbearing. So, I'm gonna put this in the smoker. We'll be back. Hey guys, welcome back. We're working on macaroni and cheese, one of my faves. We're gonna start out with some whole butter. Come on now. If it's fat, it's gotta be good, right? We're gonna melt the butter. We're gonna create a roux. Okay guys, what we're starting out with is a basic roux. If you guys don't know, that's what thickens almost everything. Now, if you're celiac, you can't do it, but this is fat. Fat is good, and flour. So we're letting our whole butter melt. Now the key to my mac and cheese is I make it extra creamy. Everybody makes it creamy, I make it creamier than that. So as the butter's melts, it's almost done, so I'm gonna actually add a little bit of flour to that. All right guys, this recipe right here, we were third place in the mac and cheese contest. We sold 240 pounds of macaroni and cheese. Can you imagine 240 pounds of mac and cheese? Everybody see how the butter's melting? Getting that roux all nice and yummy. Now one thing guys, when you're making your roux, you gotta let it cook. Make it look like sand on the beach. If you don't cook it out, it's gonna taste kind of gummy. You don't wanna have that flavor. All you want is goodness, right? Come on now. So as that's cooking guys, we got our salted water here. Getting ready for our noodles. Now me personally, I like noodles that have some texture. I don't use macaroni noodles. I use rotini or cavatappi. Those are my absolute two favorites. Today we have rotini. Everybody see how they're starting to look like sand? Okay, you see the roux? Just make sure you keep it moving. You don't want anything to burn, okay? Make sure you get it all on the edges, you know, just keep it moving. Low and slow is lots of love. Okay guys, once you have this roux looking like sand, looks great, doesn't it? Okay, we're gonna add a smoked garlic. Yeah, I've smoked that for about an hour and a half or so. Add your smoked garlic. What else are we gonna add? We're gonna add some pepper, black pepper. I'm not shy. A little bit of salt. I prefer to use kosher salt. I add a little bit of dark chili powder. A little bit of some cayenne. Look at that smoked paprika. Now I like to put these in to let it bloom. I feel the flavor comes out much better. So again, I'm gonna whisk that up. Now as my roux changes the same colors as my spices, See everybody how that looks? How the roux changed colors? So now, the key to cooking with the roux, hot roux, cold liquid. We don't want lumps. So we're gonna take our whole milk. I'm gonna put about 2 to 3 cups. I always add or change depending on the consistency. I'm gonna add a cup of heavy whipping cream. Now guys, as this is starting to come to a simmer, we're gonna add our rotini pasta to the salted water. I already got things going, put some kosher salt in there, bring it to a heavy boil. As I said, my favorite's cavatappi or rotini. I like things to stick. Here we go. When I put the pasta in, I always like to let it boil for about a minute before I stir it. Comes out better, doesn't stick quite as bad. So it's been boiling for pretty much a minute. Stir it all up. Make sure it's not sticking. Make sure you go across the bottom. We're gonna let that boil 10 to 12 minutes just till it's al dente. Go back to our mac and cheese. It's already starting to thicken up a little bit. And I'm gonna turn it up. I just wanted to get going. Turn it up here. Now guys, I can't emphasize this enough. You don't want it to burn, so low and slow, lots of love. Make sure you get around the edges as well. Sometimes if I'm making a big pot, I'll use a rubber spatula to make sure I get all around the edges because I don't want that roux to burn at all. So hey guys, so this is almost coming to a simmer, okay? So make sure you pay attention to it. Make sure you go around the edges because you don't want it to burn. You work hard at it and you want to enjoy it, right? So make sure you take care of it, okay? Going around the edges, make it look good, okay? Come on, look at that. Everybody see that? It's starting to thicken a little bit. So here's what I'm gonna add. I'm gonna add a cup of cheddar cheese. I'm gonna add 8 ounces of American cheese. And I'm gonna add 8 ounces of mozzarella. Not fresh, just good old mozzarella, okay? I might need some more, so just in case. Everybody see how they're starting to melt? Okay, remember, don't forget about your pasta. It's been boiling for about 3 to 5 minutes, okay? Give it a stir, take a look at it. Make sure your pasta's not sticking together. As I said, you don't work this hard to not enjoy it, okay? Now, sometimes this does take a while to melt, okay? Just remember, if it's good, it takes time. If you rush it, it's not gonna be what you want. Look at that. It's starting to melt and get creamy. See how creamy this is? Look at those bubbles. There we go. It's starting to thicken up. All right, guys, you see this love right here? This is my recipe. When I cook for love. You see this? You can ask every person that knows me. If you come to my house and leave hungry, it's not my fault. All right, you see everything's starting to melt a little bit? I do got a lot of cheese in there, so it might take a little longer than you think. But remember, treat it with respect. Nice and slow. Whatever stove you have at home will work great. Some have electric, some have gas. I prefer gas, but in my own house, I have electric. If it's electric, a little lower, a little slower, a little more love. So we're gonna keep checking this, as again, we do not want anything to burn or scorch because it'll definitely change the flavor. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna turn it down a little bit lower. I can still feel some cheese in there. I could have broke it up, but this is looking nice. All right, let's go back to our pasta. You see everybody? I was thinking about another 3, maybe 4, maybe even 5 minutes, okay? No worries, we're not in a hurry. You can't rush perfection, right? Come on now. You think I got this yesterday? No. Okay, the cheese is almost melted. And that is uber creamy. Okay, so I'm gonna add a little more milk. And again, whole milk. About a cup. So I've used about a total about 3 cups of milk and a cup of heavy cream. Again, go back to stirring it, incorporate it, okay? Very, very careful, guys. This is hot. It's like lava. You don't want to burn yourself. Okay, guys, when you're making this, make sure you get the right equipment. You know, I leave to use a 4-quart pot, a gallon. Me, I always fill it up because I make too much. But hey, that's why you come to my house, right? All right, you see that? We're almost done. Just want to let it simmer. All right, let's go back and check our pasta. All right, guys, I don't know how you check your pasta. Everybody has a different way. Throw it in the wall, whatever. If it sticks, it's done. Me, I just taste it. Grab one of those rascals. Not quite done, but close. Give it a good stir. Remember, if it's good, it takes time. Put your love and time into it. Then we'll go back to our cheese sauce. You see how much cheese sauce? Yeah, all this cheese sauce is only for 1 pound of macaroni. 1 pound of macaroni product. All right, so let's taste this. Does it need salt? Does it need something else? Let's see. Remember, this is hot. Oh yeah, come on now. All right, only thing I'm gonna add, one more little thing. I'm gonna add just a few pinches of salt. That's all I'm gonna add, and we're almost good to go. But the cheese is all melted. I'm just gonna let it simmer. Now again, remember at the beginning where I said cook the roux till it looks like sand? That's right, I did it. That's why my sauce doesn't have to simmer a long time, because I gave that love from the beginning. All right, you see that? Nice. Look at that, okay? Some people take their pasta, cook it, and cool it down. For me, time temperature abuse, meaning I'm not gonna drain this, let it cool, or will it down even. I'm gonna drain it and use it right away. All right, guys, you see that? We're good to go. Pasta, one more check on the pasta. Let's see, give it a good stir. "60 seconds, guys, and we're ready to eat." All right, guys, everything's ready to go. Make sure you grab a towel. I've not done it. Trust me, you don't want to do it again, okay? We're gonna strain it. We'll be right back to that. Okay, guys, a little tip, or at least what I like to do, is I like to take a little more butter, put it in the bottom of the pan, and just the heat of the pan's gonna melt it, but I'm gonna turn it on low. Then I'm just gonna pour the pasta right on it. You can tell I'm on Italian, it's not olive oil. All right, so grab your spoon. And as again, it is on low, okay? I know to melt it. This is just something I've been doing for years, you know. So then we're gonna stir our sauce. Check that. Oh my gosh, look at that. Everybody see how that is? Look at that. It's a lot of cheese. There's nothing wrong with being cheesy. All right, guys, you're gonna take your sauce. Make sure you be careful. Remember, everything's hot. You're gonna pour all your sauce in there, all of it. You can even use a rubber spatula if you want to. Put this off on the side. Okay, guys, then you're gonna mix it in, okay? All right, guys, you see how it looks so creamy. Everybody can see that, I hope. Look at that goodness. But what you do is after you mix the sauce and the pasta, make sure you stir it. Give it some love. As I said, if you're gonna work so hard at it, make sure it tastes good. When it gets to this stage, you're gonna set it and forget it. No heat, nothing. All right, guys, now remember how much sauce there was before? See how the noodles get a chance to absorb the sauce, plus the starch from the pasta as well, help thicken it up. So I'm just stirring up a little bit, getting ready to plate. I know you guys wish you were eating some, but you can't, so follow my recipes. All right, guys, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take our ribs and we're gonna make an amazing appetizer. You ever had rocket ribs? You're about to. So you take your ribs. I don't know about you, I don't have leftovers. I have to make them just for this, so. You're gonna make sure you pull the foil off. When I reheat them in foil. I like to keep all the flavor in. So what I'm gonna do is cut off a few bones here, and a few bones on this side. Okay, guys, that's for dinner. Let's put this off to the side, okay? So we'll work on this one. So we got a bowl, and we're just gonna pull the rib meat off. Now you might have to cut some up. Remember, you don't want any cartilage, you don't want any extra skin. You want just the meat, but you keep the bones. Now, some people peel the skin off the ribs first. I don't, because I like to hold it together. Now make sure you have a bowl handy. But let's move off the side so we can see what's going on. So you still see, I still got some ribs. So I'm just gonna make sure we got enough to feed everybody. So as again, remember, make sure you clean, no cartilage. But that little bone, make sure you throw it away. You don't want anybody to choke on anything. We want this a good day, not a bad day. So you can see, when they're cooked properly, they're gonna come right off the bones. Yes, falling off the bones, you don't want it quite that, but really, 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 really close. Okay, so I have 3 bones here, and I have meat. Let me wash my hands, we'll go back to this. All right guys, now we're gonna chop the meat up, okay? I don't know about you, I like to wear a glove when I handle the meat. It doesn't slip. Who wants to cut themselves? I don't. So I like to cut, then as you're cutting, make sure you're going through the meat. Look, see, that's the skin, you don't want that on there. Make sure, as you cut, you can feel if there's any bone in there. You don't want that. A little skin is okay. The skin is candied, you know. So as I said, when I put it on the smoker, I let it candy, and then I let it smoke. It kind of caramelizes on top and bottom, but mainly on the top. Then I'm gonna take my hands and make sure, you know, again, I'm going through everything. A little bone. Again, put everything off on the side. Be careful. Okay, guys, so you see this, the rib meat. I'm gonna go through again with my hands to make sure there's nothing in there. You got a bowl, put all your rib meat in there. Now, here's where the real fun begins. I'm gonna mix it with our pimento cheese, smoked cheddar pimento cheese. Now, you can do variations. You can dice some jalapenos. You can put banana peppers in there, anything. You can even put bacon in there. But just take this basic, the pimento cheese, and you're gonna mix about 50-50 with the ribs. Okay, I already made it. Everybody see it? Getting ready to put it in there. As I said, about 50-50. Put this back over to the side. I'm gonna mix it up. Okay guys, now when it comes to making the pimento cheese, you can grate it yourself. You can buy blocks of pre-smoked cheese. You can smoke yourself. Me, I used to smoke it. I never could get that right. But you can use Gruyere, Gouda, I don't care. Put your spin on it. Me, I like to use the block cheese and grate it myself. It comes out much better and smoother. Because when you buy the pre-grated things, they have something there that helps keep it from caking, and when you grate it, you don't have that problem. Okay, you see that? All good to go. Okay. So what I like to do is I refrigerate it for about an hour, keep it firm. Now we're gonna put it together. So when you use your wonton wrappers, if you're gonna open them so they're ready to go, which is great because trust me, they can be tricky to open up. You don't want them to dry out. So you see how this one dried out a little bit? What you do is just take a nice, one of your dish towels, lay over it until you're ready for it. So I'm gonna discard this one because if it's not good, I'm not gonna use it. Okay, so what you do is you're gonna take a bowl. You're gonna get about a golf ball size of your rib and cheese mixture. You're gonna put a bone right back in it. Yeah, that's right. Yabba dabba do time. Then we're gonna take one of your wraps. You're gonna put the mixture in there and the bone. Put it together, and you're gonna make a little, like a little beggar's purse around it, okay? And then we're just gonna get a little egg wash, just for glue. You don't gotta do a lot. Some people like to dip the whole thing in. Me personally, I don't. There you go. If you're making these for a party, to make it easier, you would flash fry them for a minute so they stay together and not dry out in the oven or back in the fire, whatever you do. But what we're gonna do is I'm gonna make a few more, come back, and then we're gonna fry them up for you. In my restaurant, we do 3 eternal order, but for me it's like a meal. So some people have got meals, but I don't know, for me I like to share. Put your egg off to the side again. Remember, put your rib bone in there. Make a little Barney rubble, then you're gonna fold your beggar's purse together. Okay guys, everyone wonders, where did you get rocket ribs from? Who hasn't ordered Chinese, especially late night, right? Remember those, looks like an egg roll with a shrimp tail hanging out? This is my version, that's right, that's why the rib bone's in there. You can make them without the rib bone. All you do is make a little egg roll. So you see you got the beggar's purse, but you don't want to make it too big. You see how it's big, but it's kind of flat, so it'll cook and warm all the way through. So that's our order right there. Next thing, guys, we're gonna fry them up. Okay, guys, you saw the hard work we put in. We made the ribs. Mixed it with our smoked cheddar pimento cheese, wrap it in the wonton wrapper, put the bone back in it. That's right, they look like dino bites, right? So what we're gonna do is put them in the fryer. You only 350, for about 3 minutes, just till it's golden brown. All right, guys, now you can see all this hard work paying off. We smoked the ribs, we made the smoked pimento cheese, put the wonton wrap around it, and we made this is one of my signature dishes. So the cool thing about it is if you don't want the bone, you can just make a little purse. Or you can even make smaller egg rolls. But the cool thing is you can do anything with it. As I said, you don't have to use pimentos, you can use jalapenos, you can use bacon, whatever you want. This is a cool dish to impress people, but more than anything else, fill your stomach with some awesome barbecue goodness. So here's how I played it. So we put 3 of these monsters on here. Just a little sauce. Just a little bit. And just a hint of slaw. Now my slaw is a little different. A little fresh basil in it. It goes great with barbecue sauce. Enjoy. All right, guys, now we're to the end. That's right, the entree. The ribs been smoking for hours, made the mac and cheese. Now we're gonna put it all together. That's right, you can make one of these too. And look at that, guys, come on. So you can plate them several different ways. Sometimes they'll do a 3-bone, sometimes they'll 4-bone. Let me tell you, we're here to make sure you guys leave fat and happy. Now when it comes to my place, let me tell you, you don't leave hungry. So look, I'm gonna put a huge portion on there. I don't use plates, it's barbecue. At my restaurant, we use small pans or I use cutting boards for our big entrees. So as you can see, the ribs are done. Smoked for 4 hours with our dry rub. I'm gonna add a little bit of sauce, just a little teaser. There's our mac and cheese. Remember, I put 3 pounds of cheese in a 1 pound macaroni product or pasta. Here's our award-winning slaw. Enjoy. All right, guys, and we're back. Brought my son. He's gonna try this food. Are you guys ready to roll? So look, we got an appetizer, rocket ribs. Mason, dig in. All right, well, hey, slow down. We got ribs, you ready? Here we go. All right, so look, we're gonna take our half rack here. Actually, this is a little bit more than a half rack. I'm gonna cut it 1 bone. If I don't do this, I won't get any. Here you go, Mason.
Okay.
Slow down, don't choke.
I promise not to.
All right, guys, so my son here has been eating my cooking for 21 years, and my ribs, it's the only thing that I don't mind you get messy. When it comes to ribs, be messy on purpose. They're not good if they're not messy, right? Hey, all right, now dig in. Here is our almost world famous macaroni and cheese. Dig in. All right, guys, it's my son here. He's gonna eat the mac and cheese, which is one of his favorites. Even when he's gaming or having some fun, he's gonna enjoy it. But you can also enjoy it with some coleslaw as well. Hey guys, thank you so much for joining us on this journey at Stump's Smokin' Soul and my son. But you can find us in Richmond, Virginia, Stump's Pig and Pint. That's what I said, Stump's Pig and Pint.